Hey everyone, it's Oliver here. We decided to celebrate Halloween by recording an extra video this week, and the recipe today will of course feature pumpkins. Whoa, let me just change real quick. Alright, now I'm ready to cook. So welcome to another episode of New at Cooking. Today I'll be making pumpkin gnocchi paired with a sauce made with shiitake mushrooms and blue cheese. Now don't be intimidated by making gnocchi at home. It is so easy, you don't even need to get your hands dirty by kneading the dough. First, let's preheat our oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit, which we are going to roast our own pumpkin in. You can skip this long step of roasting your own pumpkin for the sake of convenience and just get canned pumpkin. But pumpkins are in season right now, so why not use this beautiful fresh vegetable in your recipe? For those who don't enjoy the flavor of pumpkin, or think that the sweetness will be too overpowering in this savory recipe, don't worry, you can hardly taste it in the final product. This is a great way to sneak in some extra vegetables into your meal. So let's chop up this pumpkin in half and scoop out the center. Then we are going to roast it in the preheated oven for 45 minutes, or until it's soft and mushy. Once the pumpkin is done, let's take it out of the oven and just let it cool to room temperature. You can tell that it is done by pressing into the surface of the pumpkin that it easily leaves an indentation. And by the way, I'll be only using half a pumpkin here for this recipe. The other half will be stored away in my fridge for another day. Once our pumpkin is cool enough to work with, let's scoop it out into a mixing bowl and mash it up to prevent large chunks in our gnocchi. There's about 150 grams of pumpkin here, which I'll also be adding 100 grams of all-purpose flour into the mixture. The amount of flour will vary depending on how juicy or moist your pumpkin is, but the rule here is to never add more flour than your pumpkin. If you do add too much flour, the gnocchi will taste way too starchy at the end and lose its pillowy soft texture that you are seeking for. I also mixed in a whole large egg and 100 grams of full cream ricotta cheese to give it a touch of creaminess in the gnocchi. I seasoned the dough with a pinch of salt and a dash of nutmeg. I also added in my flour in 3 separate turns. It is much easier and safer to control the consistency that I'm seeking for in the dough. The final consistency of the dough should be similar to a gooey paste. And since it is way too soft to shape into anything, I am using a Ziploc bag to contain the dough and using it like a pastry piping bag. Let's start boiling our water and season it generously with salt. Meanwhile we are waiting for it to heat up, let's prepare the sauce. I'll be using 3 shiitake mushrooms, 4 leaves of sage, 2 cloves of garlic, about 25 grams of blue cheese, and of course olive oil. We'll be crushing 2 cloves of garlic. They'll go into the pot with cold olive oil. You want to heat the pan gradually so the flavor of the garlic will be infused with the olive oil. The garlic will be removed from the sauce at the end. This way, you'll get garlic infused olive oil. The stove is on a medium-low heat setting. While the pot is heating up, we'll chop some mushrooms into even sizes, and we'll pick 4 leaves of the sage we have and slice them into strips. They'll go into the pot together once the garlic starts to sizzle in there. The sauce will be done cooking while the water is being heated up to a boil. It really should only take around 5 minutes or so. The flavors from the shiitake mushrooms and the sage is released into the oil really quickly and making your kitchen smell really heavenly. And once the water is ready, we'll squeeze the dough through the tip of the piping bag and quickly slice them off into the water. Don't worry about them sticking, just give it a gentle stir and all the pieces will be separated. These freshly made gnocchi will be fully cooked in just 1 minute. Once you see them all floating to the surface, it means they are ready to eat. Let's strain them out of the saucepan and add in your blue cheese. The heat in the pan will melt the cheese and coat each gnocchi evenly. The gnocchi might not be evenly shaped, but they are the perfect balance between soft, creamy and chewy. The umami taste of shiitake mushrooms and the warm earthy scent of sage completes the dish. Now go home and impress your family and friends with this homemade gnocchi. Don't tell them how easy it is. And thank you guys for watching. And make sure to like and subscribe. I've got plenty more recipes to come.